After 2 beautiful weeks with my friend Bob traveling around New Zealand, I hop on a plane and fly on to Australia for 5 weeks of adventure. Solo adventure, that is, and what a time it was. Here's the square, the walkway through Queenstown. Last morning in Queenstown, we're just walking up to the Omega car rental, and then that's it. And here's Bob coming out of Starbucks for his last cup of Queenstown Java. So Bob,
good morning.
What do you have to say about this trip in Queenstown?
I think it's a beautiful place, a lot of very nice people, and has a great ambiance and a positive energy to it. And it is a tourist town, but it's also, that makes it interesting because there are lots of people from many different countries. But I know they're happy because of Obama. So I'll tell your producer that
Well, good, I will. And tell me how, in a sentence or a nutshell or 2 words, how was your trip to New Zealand?
Original bliss.
Good. Okay, well, I'm happy for you. Have a wonderful flight back to the good old US of A and a comfortable sleep in your own bed.
Thank you, sir. Good
Bye-bye.
luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
I hope you learn how to work that camera.
I do too. Bye-bye.
Civil Aviation Law requires everyone to comply with all the safety notices and signs on this aircraft and with the instructions of the crew. This is a non-smoking service.
Well, this is it. Home for a couple of nights in Melbourne. Gave up an invitation to stay at someone's house, but I may be making it there pretty quick. Anyway, this is a 4-person male dorm at the YHA in Melbourne. All right. Well, that was an interesting change of how I'm living from New Zealand to Melbourne. This is the first day in Melbourne. Spent the night in the dorm with 4 guys, and I got okay sleep. This is the YHA in Melbourne. I've called Venus, I think it is, Jim and Anta's friend, and probably end up staying with him tonight and tomorrow night before I head to Adelaide. Going in to have a look at the town today, right now. This is the tram, that's the free tram for tourists. Circles the main part of the city. I just now hopped off this coach. This is the City Circle, the free service that takes you around sort of a rectangle of the inner city. And hopped off here at Federation Square. Here they come. How they time their trains coming in and going. Federation Square. We're looking at St. Paul's Cathedral, Melbourne, taken from the Eureka Tower observation deck. This observation deck is a 360-degree panoramic view of the city of Melbourne, and they have telescopes all placed all around the 360 degrees, pointing toward sites of the city, such as St. Paul's Cathedral, Victoria Park Market, the various bridges, and so on. This is the Melbourne City Arts Centre. Now in the distance there, the cricket stadium. Down below here, we're now looking at Federation Square. Right in the lower left there, you see the Tourist Information Center that I was in earlier today. That's directly across from the train station. Another shot from the observation tower. Now I'm outside. There's just one little corner where you can go outside. Unless you want to do the cube. Well, that's not outside. That just, I'm going to take a photograph of that in a minute, but Skyline Tower, Eureka Tower is the Shrine of Remembrance. And this is my movie star for the day. What's your name?
Oh, Anna, I thought you were taking your photo.
Anna, I am taking a photo.
You're taking your video.
So this is
I know you.
This is the cube, or the edge they call it, right?
Very
And
scary.
those, all right, and the edge. What about the edge, huh? Tell me.
It's a very scary experience if you're afraid of heights.
Yeah.
And it goes outside the building, and you can see right down to the ground from the 88th floor.
Right.
But it's not as scary as skydiving. So you know, if you've skydived before, this is probably not going to be scary.
All right. And what about Kenny Rogers? Were you here when he went in there?
No, I was not.
Oh, all right.
Who's Kenny Rogers?
This is the cube, which comes out of the building, and it'll be coming out momentarily. Some people just got in. Here it comes.
See it. Oh, really? Oh, that's right, because they break the glass, don't they? That's right. It's got this shattering glass effect.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So that you don't see anything until you're out. It's like,
Oh, I see.
so that would just, and then you've got a solid floor until you're out, and it's like crack. And you're looking down again.
Bang.
Oh, I just did. I didn't see it go away.
This is more of the Victoria Market. They have a little bit of everything here, not just vegetables. my return trip back to the YHA. I was here at the market earlier this morning. They have meat and fish and, well, everything imaginable. And this market was established in like 1900 or something like that. Well, this is certainly another adventure. Here I am in my little red car in Melbourne after spending the night with Venus. Anyway, Aunt and Jim's friend. And it took forever to get to his house, which is about 10K away in Boleyn, a little suburb. I'm now in a little red rental car and headed toward the Great Ocean Highway, which has been a comedy of errors trying to figure out how to get there and how to understand this new to me GPS system. And I had no idea I'd be headed back to town, but that's what's in front of us, is the town. So I'm driving along. It's about 8:55 a.m. in the morning, and I've got a long, big long day planned. I'll have this car until I return it to the airport on Monday morning and take the flight out to Adelaide. But you can see the city in front of us. Okay, off to another great adventure. Nothing very pretty about the Melbourne parks and so on because of the drought. It's the watering, they've just let the grass die. So there's just no watering at all going on. As a matter of fact, you get fined. It's illegal to water. So this gives you an idea of what should have been rolling green, grassy park area, and it's just dried grass. Well, this is it. The little red car took 2.5 hours to get from Melbourne to Tanqueray, something like that. Without a GPS, I would have been dead meat. So this is my stop. This is my staple. Has been in New Zealand and also in Australia so far. And what is it? None other than Subway. That's what I've been living off of. Subway and McDonald's salads. Anyway, a veggie Subway. I like this little car. So this is just the first peek at the Great Ocean Road. I'm sure I'll stop and get some shots along the way. Now this really is a nice shot of the beach, the Great Ocean Highway. Just sort of the first part of it. I'm stopping to get a shot here, show you the surfers out having fun on this gloriously warm and slightly windy Australian day. And this beach goes on, from what I understand, just about 160 miles of beach line here or something like that, or 160K. Boys out there looking for a wave. This Great Ocean Road was started after the First World War, and it started as just in pieces and a one-lane road, and it was built by well-paid returning servicemen. They started the building, and that was they started funding it in 1918, and then I think the road wasn't completed until 1940 or something like that. This gives us a look at the countryside when we go inland from the Great Ocean Road a bit. The sheep, and it's sort of a bit of a rainforest area, not very large. Well, here's a look at what sheep do when they're not grazing, and when it's a little warm. Actually, the wind's making it cool off a little bit now. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Having their siesta, I guess. Resting up a bit. And wondering what I'm doing over here taking a movie of them. Castle Cove Lookout. On the way to Port Campbell, Ocean Road Highway, or Great Ocean Road, I should say, which is the correct name. Well, I finally made it. The 12 Apostles, after about 7 hours traveling on the Great Ocean Road. Anyway, and I'm going to make it back to Melbourne tonight. Wow. Couple more of the apostles here. These were formed they used to be cliffs, and they're the harder rock. And so when the water over years and years and years washes up, it washes the cliff away and the harder rock stays, and it creates these rock formations that are left. And here they're called the apostles. This is 2 of the 12 apostles. Fabulous, just fabulous. Oh, how fabulous these apostles in this area is. I'm just thrilled that I made my way here, even though it's going to be a tough drive back. There's that pretty little thing. I love this little car. It really drives well, corners very well. You feel like you're in a big car. You really do. It doesn't bounce around. It's a Hyundai Getz. Little red. An incredible, wonderful day. And I'm going to stop. It's 7 o'clock almost. And what I missed on the way up, that I'm going to stop and try to see, is the koala bears. There's in the natural wild habitat, there's some tree area where the koala bears hang out, and I'm hoping to see some. So that should be in a few minutes. And by Joe, there's a koala bear right there, isn't it? Look at that cute little thing. Oh my goodness. Up there just eating leaves, so they don't move around very much. Yeah.
Where is it?
I got my camera pointed right at it, and they don't move around very much, and so that they can sustain themselves on eating just these leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that little koala with his head stretched up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eating these leaves, head stretched up, eating leaves. Huh. Beautiful. That's a great shot. Hey baby. How's that leaf taste? Bye. Hard for me to believe that I'm standing here taking a movie of a koala bear in the wild eating. The lighthouse in the distance. A quick shot of the lighthouse. Clint the tourist. It was about midnight when I made it back to friend of a friend Vilos's house. And I got up the next morning and went into Melbourne to tour the museums.
Every object has a story. They're telling the story of our ancestors, the people that have come before us, and where we've come from. When I think about Melbourne Museum, this is a keeping place. This is where we keep our stories, our culture, the stories of our people. This is where we show our connection to our country. When we walk through this place, you feel different. Australia feels different. Maybe for the first time, you know where you are. These ancient objects, time has given them value, but time is their greatest enemy. Time means deterioration, damage, decay. This building stops time, the effects of time. It creates conditions where things no longer deteriorate. They can remain as they are. What we were handed down, we can hand down too.
This is a pygmy blue whale, and they get to be 30 meters long. This is the outside of the Melbourne Museum. I've just been seeing the Aboriginal exhibit, which is quite an interesting exhibit about their culture and so on. And around behind me is the it's the exposition center, but it's the old Royal Academy building, I believe they say, built in the 1800s, later 1800s. A beautiful piece of architecture. This is the City Museum building. Example of the older architecture. Federation Square off to the left in the distance, and to the right here, this beautiful old building is Fenway Station, the old train station. It's a huge building. There you go. Now, who's this beautiful lady? Hello. Did you say hello, Anta? Yeah, oh good.
From Australia?
Yeah.
Say greetings from Australia.
Greetings from Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, to all of us. Thank you. Melbourne to Adelaide, February the 9th.
Purchase is $5 and over if you are paying by cash.
Adelaide. This Adelaide airport is nice and big and spacious and open, and the energy feels great. It really does. And I am one tired puppy, but the energy feels great. On the way into town to visit Adelaide. Well, here we are in Adelaide, and I'm looking at the Chinatown strip, this little strip here. I'm going to have a bite to eat. My room's going to be ready at 1 o'clock. And guess what I'm on? That bicycle right there. They offer a free bike for city tours. You just leave your driver's license. So I'm going to hop on that and cruise around town a bit. Beautiful day here in Adelaide, probably about 72 degrees and a little bit of wind. And I guess a heat wave came through here, and I've missed it. I've had great time weather-wise overall. Well, this is where I ended up landing, and this here is a real authentic Chinese meal here for $3.50. This is a real shot of an authentic Chinese food court. We got a little bit of everything in here. Downtown area of Adelaide. It's small. It's 1 million people, but it's spread out a little bit. And town center is not that large. Adelaide Mall. very vibrant, wonderful little city, very cosmopolitan, as they say. And it's a cosmopolitan feel of a Queenstown. Very nice feel. The feel of the old United States, I think.
Then I would $60 and get a
Just to give an idea of some of the Aboriginal looks. Well, the landing in Adelaide, finally in my room at the YHA, was not too bad after living the life of luxury in Melbourne, where I had a nice place to stay and a router with internet capability. But now I upgraded from a room that I was sharing with 3 other guys to this private room with a bath. I am just beat. I've had about 5 hours sleep for the last 2 nights, and tomorrow I'm going to go tour Kangaroo Island, which is leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning and getting back here at 10:30 at night. I'm looking forward to that, but I definitely need to get some rest tonight. And guess where I've been today? Yeah, to Haig's Chocolate Factory, which is just 5 minutes out of Adelaide. I talked to this wonderful woman who was a tour guide there, showed us how they make the chocolate. In fact, that's her right there, and this brochure, and she's quite a lady. Most of the employees, all this chocolate is totally handmade, hand wrapped, hand packaged, hand this and that. Great old story, created in 1915. And this woman, bless her heart, has traveled in New York and all over Vancouver and the Rockies and Glacier National Park and so on, and just was a wealth of knowledge and a wonderful person to have a chat with. So there's the founder. They are doing a great job in keeping it simple, and some of the employees have been there for 45 years. Wonderful story. Anyway, great day in Adelaide. Rented a bicycle. No, I didn't rent it. They give it free. They give free bicycle, free tourist bus. It's just, it's amazing. Love the square here, the mall area. It's very vibrant. It's a cosmopolitan, I think I said this before, it's sort of a cosmopolitan and larger scale Queenstown, New Zealand. And my other proud little discovery, guess what I have now? I have a clock. I have been trying to get a clock since I landed in New Zealand. And after much ado today, I spent some time, and I have a clock. It's a great one, and it's just perfect, and it's going to keep me from having to figure out how to wake up by many other methods that I've been having to do. Well, that clock sure came in handy. So my next day, I went on a tour from Adelaide by bus to Kangaroo Island. Actually, there's about a 45-minute ferry ride in between. But then we grabbed another bus in Kangaroo Island, and I've already done a video of that entire trip, and I'm going to end part 1 here, and I'm going to call that video of the entire trip of Kangaroo Island part 2, and then we're going to take it from there. Hey, thanks for watching.